Good morning and welcome to Colourful Radio. This is Sonia Paleon here, and the show is called Colourful Life. And this morning it is the 27th of December 2017. My last show for this year, this month, even this year. All right, so bigger, better things next year. Now, what have you done with your year so far? Oh my gosh, last week we was talking about, reviewing the stuff that you said that you wanted to do at the beginning of the year. We were even saying that, you don't have to make the 1st of January, your new year. It can be any time. Mine is in August, all right? All right, only because it's my birthday. All right, but first of all, I want to say thanks to Chrissy and Rachel this morning, and they bring us Business Mix every single Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, this week their show was just a tad different. They were having an award show, yes, for all the previous guests that they've had on their shows, all their listeners, etc. All right, so if you missed it, you can go onto the podcast, go and listen to their podcast, go onto colourfulradio.com and look for Business Mix. They've got a lovely photo there, and you can listen to their podcast. Now, don't forget, here on Colourful Life, we talk about light-hearted stuff and things that matter to you and obviously to me. And of course, we are accompanied by some great music. I say some because I don't like it all the time, but that's part of life, isn't it? I'm not a DJ. DJs play exactly what they want to play. All I have to do is touch the button, touch screen. Okay, so listen, for the past couple of weeks, I've been having my special Christmas show, and I'm having all inspirational young people in the studio. Now, listen, you must have children, you must know children who are doing something, making a difference. They are putting their mark down in this world, all right? They are walking out their purpose, they are living out their purpose, or they're starting to live out their purpose. So this week is no different. Today, I'm going to have Inspiring Vanessa. Now, if you don't know Inspiring Vanessa, you need to get onto YouTube right now. Inspiring Vanessa. Last week I had Amazing Angel, motivational speaker, 9 years old. Oh my gosh, full of beans and confidence. And I was just like, couldn't believe a 9-year-old could be like that. And also she was home tutored. She is home tutored by her mum, but she does, she really is amazing. Also, I had Nashada, who was the cupcake genius. All right, she didn't bring me no cupcakes, but she promised to make some for me. And also, I had Lachey. Lachey is also a public speaker, been speaking for ages. She's got 10 awards. All right, so but this week now I'm going to have Inspiring Vanessa. Now she has so many awards. She is. Can't remember, 11 years old I think she is, right? But she's here in the studio. She's going to talk to us in a little while, and then afterwards I'm going to have little Shan. Now little Shan, she is actually 9 years old. She is a rapper and she is amazing. The first time I saw her, I thought, oh my god, she is amazing. She's also a motivational speaker. All right, and she recently performed with Octane. Octane, who is Octane? Go on YouTube and look him up. Listen, I'm taking this short music break and I'll be back after this. Hey baby, I am back, and yes, this is my Christmas special, and I'm joined this morning by Inspiring Vanessa. Now, I'll just tell you a little bit about Vanessa before we speak to her. So, Inspiring Vanessa is Inspiring Vanessa, she's 11 years old. She's an international multi-award winning motivational speaker. She's also a kidpreneur, a YouTuber. She's an artist, and she's also the author of her book. Well, actually, the 5 steps to public speaking success. All right. Vanessa's mission is to inspire children and adults around the world to believe in themselves and have the courage to be whatever it is they want to be. Vanessa has been trained and mentored by several top international speakers and has shared the stage with the likes of, I hope I pronounce this correctly, Jarek Robbins, and I'm sure that's Tony Robbins' son, Eric Thomas, Eric Ho, and Caleb Maddox, speaking in front of thousands of people. Vanessa, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you this morning?
I'm very, very excited and very good.
Oh my God. I heard your mom say this is your first radio interview.
Yes, it is.
I can't believe, but you've done TV, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, so this is kind of like a downstep.
Yeah.
A downstep. So yeah, no, you're supposed to say no. You're supposed to pacify me. All right, so just tell our listeners a little bit about Vanessa, who she is, where she comes from, and what she aspires to do with her life. Life?
Well, my name is Vanessa and I'm 11 years old, and obviously I do motivational speaking. You basically said my whole intro of what I usually say, but I do motivational speaking and I've been doing it for a year. And well, I'm also an artist and I also have many businesses, mainly around speaking and art, because I also have a painting business too.
Is it? Look at her. All right, so you said you've been a motivational speaker for 1 year.
Yes.
Now, I can't say that I've watched your journey from the beginning because I don't know where you started, but I do know for at least since last year, September, at the Eric Thomas event.
Yes.
I met you there. Well, I met your mum there for the first time. Okay. So before that event there, how long were you speaking?
Well, I wasn't really doing it as how I usually speak now.
Yeah.
It was just like a hobby for me. It wasn't, I feel, expanded into my career now, but now it's more broad than how it was before the Eric Thomas event.
Yeah.
So I only spoke at 2 events before I went to the Eric Thomas event.
Yeah.
And I really learnt a lot. And then after that, it just went broad really quickly.
Really quickly?
Yes.
Okay, so after the Eric Thomas event, where did you go to speak? Because you spoke with him, didn't you?
Yes.
Or you did a video with him?
Well, he did a little video with me too.
Yeah, okay. And where did you go speak after that?
I was speaking at the Best You Expo, and I was also speaking at my mentors events like Masters of Success, Wealth Academy, different events like that. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so you discovered this, was it a hidden talent?
I would say it was a hidden talent because I didn't actually realise it when I actually went on stage for the first time.
Okay. Right, I read in your bio or somewhere I read that your birthday is in August.
Yes, I am.
When in August?
I'm the 9th of August.
She's a Leo like me.
Yes! When is your birthday?
The 5th. Awesome. All right, so listen, let's talk a little bit about, well, actually, before we talk about your book, I want people to get an understanding of who Vanessa really is. So I know you do the public speaking. You said you're an artist.
Yes, I am.
When I watch your YouTube videos, right, and when you say artist, I actually thought you meant like, you was an actress, but you're saying that you've got painting business.
Yes, I've always loved art ever since I was little, so that was something that I knew was a talent of mine, like, not ever since I was born, ever since I was able to have a pen in my hand and actually draw something that looked like something.
Yeah.
And I've always loved art since, and I was thinking, like, when I wanted to make a business, I was like, what can I do to make a business? So I was in the middle of inspirational speaking and art, and I was like, I don't really want to have 2 businesses right now because I think that's a lot of work. Yeah. So what I did was I kind of merged them together, and now I do paintings that have inspirational quotes, so then like what I would do on stage.
I see. But are there any paintings in your book?
Yes, there are a lot of quotes in my book. Yes.
No, there's quotes in there. What about the
quotes.
Drawings?
There aren't drawings.
Okay. Is that for the next book then?
We'll see.
Okay. All right. So also I read that, you come from a single parent family.
Yes, I do.
And you wrote in your book that your dad left you and your mum, and it was a very sad time for you.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah? So do you remember how long ago it was that he left?
I think it was when I was 2 years old, so I'm 11 now, so...
9 years?
9 years,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And how has life been with just you and your mum?
I'm used to it now. Like, it's not really anything that I can really work with, but we're getting there. I've met him a couple of times in this year, so we're getting there. Yeah.
So you've got a good relationship with him.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right. So let's just take this short music break, guys, and we'll be back. Listen, I've got inspiring Vanessa sat right in front of me now. After the music break, we're going to be talking about stuff that's in her book, all right? Her book is called The 5 Secrets to Public Speaking Success, and you can get it on Amazon. Where else can they get it?
You can also get it on lulu.com, and then just type in Inspiring Vanessa and the book cover will come up.
Awesome. Right, keep it locked into Colourful. Hey baby, I am back. Yes, and this morning I have got a Christmas special here, and I'm speaking to Inspiring Vanessa. Now listen, Inspiring Vanessa, right? She is all over the place. When I say she's all over the place, 1 minute she's here, then she's in Bali, then she's somewhere else in Kenya, then she's doing this. So Vanessa, tell us, right, 11 years old, right? How comes you managed to get so much time off of school to go traveling the world doing the things that you love to do?
Well, I recently started secondary school in September.
Yeah.
So in primary school, everybody knew about my YouTube channel, everybody knew about my speaking. So when we went to Kenya, it wasn't that much of a surprise for them.
Yeah.
But when we went to Bali, when I was speaking then, we were masterminding. I came back and literally everybody was like, where did you go, Vanessa?
Yeah.
Like, where have you gone?
Yeah.
You never even said goodbye to
Oh
us.
my gosh, you're in trouble.
No, I wasn't in trouble. But
By your friends, yes.
But I was like, it's fine because they're slowly getting into knowing that I'm doing speaking and I have a YouTube channel. So yeah.
So do you get treated differently at school?
Well, a little bit. Now that people are starting to know that I have a YouTube channel, one of the people walked past me and they were like, I know you. I watched one of your videos yesterday.
Really?
And I was like, thanks.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. So what do your teachers think about you?
Well, my teachers slowly are knowing to same as my friends in the other classes too. But in primary school, all of the teachers knew who I was. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what did you do in Kenya?
So we were helping in orphanages with children, and it was probably one of the best inspirational experiences I've ever had, because just seeing the smiles on their faces and especially knowing that they literally don't have anything, but yet they still manage to have a beautiful smile on their faces every single day.
Yeah. And did you have the opportunity to speak to motivate them and speak to them?
Yes, we went to the church there, and everyone was greeting us, and it was really nice. So each of the volunteers who were out there with us were all saying a little word so we can help the younger children with the community and stuff.
Awesome. All right, and what did you do in Bali? Bali, I love Bali.
Yes.
Did you go to the monkey sanctuary?
No, but we did see monkeys though.
Oh.
We did see monkeys.
Good job you didn't go to the monkey sanctuary. I hated that experience there. Go on.
Bali was absolutely incredible because it was the first time we were there, and we were there for 2 weeks, 10 days, but we were there and I was so amazed because obviously compared to here in the UK, it's so different, palm trees, the heat was incredibly hot and it was just amazing, and masterminding there with our other friends who were out there too, it was really important because we were learning new things at the same time as being there in Bali.
Yeah. All right. So the friends that you have at school, the friends that you had at your primary school, do you still have them as friends now? Do you go to the same secondary school?
I go to the same secondary school as a couple of my primary school friends, so that also made me feel better when I started secondary school.
Yeah. Have you received, are there any haters?
In primary school, lots of people didn't know what a motivational speaker was.
Okay.
So a lot of them were criticizing. Some people were putting mean comments on YouTube videos, but now it's fine because it's obviously cleared up and the teachers know about it. But it's mainly because of the reason that I didn't understand it.
Yeah. Okay. And sometimes children can be a little bit horrible to their friends out of jealousy and not understanding, and also because you've become quite popular, right?
Yes.
And they're not the popular ones, and that's the problem. The problem is they're not popular and you are popular. All right, so I want to ask you a couple of questions about your book. So what inspired you to write this book?
Well, we were planning on a first book before and we were still trying to find publishers. So I was thinking I still need to get a product out there that I can also sell besides with my paintings. And I was like, my mum was like, you're really good at public speaking, so why don't you write a book about public speaking? I was like, Mum, that's a good idea. So I started writing it half an hour in the morning every single day.
Before you went to school?
Yes, before I went to school. And I just eventually finished it, and then my mum typed it up for me. So thanks, Mum. But she typed it up for me, and then we published it, and then now it's here.
All right. So who chose the chapters?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
And how did you manage to choose the chapters? Because I mean, the first one is what's your why and your purpose? That is a big question even to young people. I understand that you understand what it is, but even adults sometimes don't know what their why is. They don't know what inspires them to get out of bed in the morning time. So what made you start with that question there?
Well, I think that it's really important that if you want to get confidence, if you want to public speaking that you need to have a purpose of doing it. And I couldn't just do it in the middle of the chapter or the last chapter, because this was one of the main ones that they needed to know the minute they read the book.
Awesome.
And the minute they open the book, they'll be like, okay, first of all, I need to find my purpose, otherwise I can't do speaking.
All right. Okay. So say I don't necessarily want to do speaking, but I don't really know what I want to do with my life. How am I going to find out what my why is?
Finding out your why is, sometimes it can be very hard, but you need to experiment with doing new things, because people don't experiment with doing new things and they can't figure out their passion. If somebody hasn't played the violin before, then you never know, they could be the world's best violin player, and you never know what their gifts have been given to them, and they just need to open them and see what their passion really is and what their why is.
Awesome. All right. And I think that's really, really key, because sometimes people are afraid to start something. They're afraid of not finishing it. And I always think that it's okay not to finish, because you're finding yourself. Yeah. And, I'm 55 years old. I mean,
wow, you don't look like it.
Thank you, darling. I found myself, I know what I want to do with my life. But when I was in my 30s and 40s, I really didn't know. And so I used to start things and not finish them. And people say, Sonia, you're a big woman now. Why shouldn't you? So this is good for young people. And if you are inspiring young people, they need to buy these books, because they need to know what their why is. Okay. So what's the difference between their why and their purpose?
Well, the why and their purpose is they're basically the same thing, but for younger children, they're going to be like, what's the purpose exactly? So when you say why, it's as in, why are you doing it? Right. And a purpose can be for older people too, but the book is for younger people and older people, so just to show them which one they prefer better, but they are both the same thing.
And what made you decide to choose have 100% confidence?
Having 100% confidence is key to doing speaking or being confident, because you can't really do anything without having confidence. You can't get clients for your business if you don't have the confidence to talk to them and give them your product, or for them to be interested in your product. So you always need to have that confidence to speak to new people and experiment with new things.
But people who are a little bit shy, so how would you encourage them to be more confident? I'm talking about young people like your age group.
Okay. Well, I know that lots of children have toys. So what I usually say to people is that you stand on your bed and you have your teddies laid around, and then you imagine that those are your people, because children have a very big imagination. So obviously that would be easy for them to imagine that those are real people. Yeah. And then once they think they're comfortable with it, then they can ask their parents to watch it.
Wait. For our listeners out there who didn't quite get that, say that again.
Okay, so usually what I say to people is, or younger children, is when they have lots of toys and teddy bears, they can stand on their bed and lay their teddy bears around. And obviously children have a very wild piece of imagination, so they can imagine straight away that they are normal people. And once they are comfortable talking in front of their teddy bears, then they can eventually, speak in front of their parents, and then soon they'll be able to speak in front of their friends and teachers and more people, and that's how their confidence can grow. Awesome.
All right, is there anything else that you would encourage them to do to develop their confidence?
Just keep trying, because if you don't try, the first time I went on stage, I wasn't that good as how I usually speak, so you always need to keep trying, and even if you might not think that it's not that easy at first, it will get easier if you keep on trying and speaking in front of people and actually growing your confidence level.
Okay, and what happens when you get on the stage and there's all these people looking at you? How does it make you feel? Do you get sweaty palms?
I don't get nervous anymore, because
She's a pro now, guys. She's a pro.
But the first 2 times I was speaking on stage, I was so nervous. It's actually hard to explain how nervous I was. I didn't want to be on there. I didn't know what to talk about. I couldn't move my hands. I couldn't speak normally. But still, that was a year ago. But I speak so much differently to how I speak now.
Awesome. All right, let's just take this short music break, and we're going to be back after this chat. Listen, guys, I am speaking to inspiring Vanessa, and she's inspiring me right now. So keep it locked into Colourful Radio. I am back, and that was Marcia Griffiths and I Shall Sing. And listen, that track was recorded years and years and probably got 20, 30 years ago, and she's still singing up to this very day. She's living her purpose. That's her why, is to create music. All right, so I'm talking to Inspiring Vanessa, and just before the short music break, she was telling us about, we're just taking extracts from her book, and she was talking about your why and your purpose. It's kind of like almost the same, and explaining it for the younger generation. And she's also talking about, you have to have confidence, and she gave you a little scenario of how you can build your confidence up. All right, so guys and dolls, you can get, even adults can do this. Do you know what I mean? So the children can get their toys and put in front of them. The adults, you can round up all of your children and your friends and then speak in front of them and then get some feedback. All right, but I want to talk about being yourself, Vanessa. So when you're on stage, right, it's high impact. You are the leader on the stage, okay, and everybody will follow what you do. So it's down to you to keep the energy high in the room and keep everybody interested, right? And when you're speaking to thousands of people, it's hard to be of interest to everybody. But how do you keep that going? How do you be yourself in the midst of all that?
So usually when I go on stage, I turn into a different person, and I get way more confident. I get way more confidence than how I usually am.
Is that your drug then?
No, but that's usually how I am normally. And then when I go on stage, I get this whole load of more confidence, and then obviously I speak about things that just come to me straight away. I might have a script, or I might have a topic to talk about, but some things I don't plan, and some things they just go into my speech without me thinking of them.
Right. Okay. And so how do you ensure, so you said that you change. Just explain to our listeners about what you mean by change, because, it's not, you're not changing completely.
Yes, but usually when people get into their passion, they feel differently to how they usually are in their normal day lives. So when I'm normal, you don't usually realize I'm there because I'm getting on with editing YouTube videos or doing different things. But when I'm on stage, you notice I'm there, so that's probably how I get so much attention from the audience, and that's how they get to listen to me throughout the whole speech, and it just feels like it's 5 minutes.
Yeah. You mentioned editing. Do you do your own editing?
Yes, I do.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah, I do.
And do you do it on your iPhone?
I do it on my iPad.
Oh my gosh. And what program do you use?
iMovie and lots of other apps too.
Wow, awesome. All right, so when you're on stage, you get into the zone. All right?
Yes, I do.
And you said you don't sweat, you don't get nervous, so you prepare yourself, yeah? Okay. What's your mindset like?
My mindset is very high at the time when I am doing speaking, because I feel like I'm ready, like really, really ready to give them the information they need and to get that message to land in front of them and realize that this is what they need to be doing in their life to make it better or to get successful to where they want to be.
And so just give us a little rendition, right? just a little couple minutes rendition of something that you'd say when you're on stage. This is freestyling, guys, because this is not none of this is planned. So she's absolutely fantastic. And listen, a lot of people who come on radio, right, they say to me, can I have the questions? And I'm like, well, I don't prepare questions. And listen, I haven't prepared any questions for Vanessa whatsoever, and she's doing exceedingly well. So give us a little, you're welcome. Give us a little
usually
taster.
When I go on stage, I would tell people to take action and, well, let me get into my zone, but...
Do you need to stand up?
No, I think I'm good. But you always need to take action, because if you don't take action, then you're not going to get to where you want to be. Because usually when you are in your business world, or if you are in your personal life, you still need to take action in order to be successful or in order to have a happy lifestyle.
All right, awesome. And do you have goals? Do you set goals for yourself?
Yes, I have a lot of goals.
Oh, yes. All right, tell our listeners how you go about setting your goals, Vanessa's goals.
Well, usually the goals just come to me in the way, or if I am like really in love with whatever this is, that is also a sign for me that this is something that I need to achieve in maybe next year or this year or whatever it is.
Okay, and do you write it down or?
Yes, I do write it down, but at the same time I write it down in my head too. So like, if you want to ask me what my goal is, I can just give it to you straight.
Okay, so what's your goal for the next 3 months?
Well, I would love to meet Ellen Degeneres.
Oh, in the next 3 months?
Well, not in the next 3 months, but very, very soon, because I've just been dying to meet her so badly.
What is it about Ellen that you like?
She helps people even though she doesn't have to. And the fact that she just puts a smile on my face every single time I watch her show, she makes me laugh and she makes me smile and make me happy. So that's just one of the main reasons why I love her.
So what have you been doing to achieve this goal?
Well, we've been posting lots of stuff. Obviously, speaking on stage, I've always been mentioning it. So anybody in the audience who might know somebody, who knows somebody, who knows somebody, might actually know a producer in LA and might get me to the Ellen show. But the main thing is I need to do something that stands out from the rest of the crowd of speakers or younger children, so I can be on her show and not literally making or forcing myself to be on her show. And she needs to pick me because of being me. Okay,
so you know in America, right?
Yes.
They love the British accent, don't
they do.
Okay, all right. So have you thought about making a video and sending it to her?
Well, I've written a letter for her. I've drawn her. I have filmed a video for her on YouTube. I've tried so hard for her to notice me. So the universe needs to give me the time to get her eye to see me finally.
Listen, if that's what you've put out there, I'm sure that's what's going to come, okay? And it's going to come at a time when you go, ah! Oh, so excited, right? All right. So is there anybody else that inspires you?
My mum inspires me.
What does your mum do?
Well, obviously, as you were saying before in the last couple of sessions, that I have grown up in a single parent lifestyle, and she's always been there helping me, supporting me with my YouTube channel, speaking especially, and I probably wouldn't be able to do speaking or have my book out if it wasn't for her.
Okay, is your mum a public speaker?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't really like.
She's not a public speaker. What does she do? So hold on, are you saying like that when you're on stage, your mum is behind stage?
She's not behind stage, she's filming.
Oh, okay,
and she's like, has the camera, or she's doing it on Facebook Live so we can post it on YouTube so other people can see it.
Is she shy?
She's not shy, but she just doesn't like going on stage. She just feels a bit uncomfortable. So it was really weird that I'm the person who's comfortable on stage, but sometimes not as comfortable speaking to people. But she's completely the opposite. She doesn't want to be on stage, but she doesn't mind talking to people who she doesn't know.
But do you know what? That just goes to show that you are walking in your purpose, and whatever your mum's purpose is, she's walking in her purpose. And not everybody was born to be a public speaker. Not everybody was born to be on stage. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's good. All right, but she supports you, which is fantastic.
Supports and obviously, me a lot.
You know, so when you went to Bali, when you went to Kenya, did you go to Poland recently?
It was Slovakia.
Oh, Slovakia.
Yes.
I thought I saw something about you. So your mum goes all these places with you, yeah? Yeah, awesome. All right, so she's your number one fan, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does your mum do?
Well, she's a health and wellness coach. She's a mum. Well, she's a mumpreneur.
She's a mumpreneur.
Right. But she also has been working in childcare too. And she does a lot of stuff. She's also the co-founder of Superstars. She helps out with the Ministry of Empowerment. She does a lot of stuff just by being a mum and being my mum at the same time.
Okay, so how between you and your mum, how do you prepare your week or your month? How do you do that? Because if you're really busy, she's really busy, and obviously because you're underage, she's got to go everywhere with you. So does that not mean that some of her business acumen sits on one side whilst, Inspiring Vanessa takes the stage all over the place?
Well, I think, it does, but she's mostly for when I started speaking, she's put a lot of things aside just to support me and help me. Yeah. So that's what made me love her even more than I already did.
She sacrifices.
Yeah, she sacrificed her business. Mom. Well, some of her business to be there for me and support me with speaking and stuff.
Awesome. All right, listen, we've only got a couple minutes left, so tell everybody what your mum's name is.
Veronica.
Veronica Sam? Is it Veronica
yes.
Sam? Veronica Sam. Health and wellness coach, and you can get her on Facebook. Right, okay, so listen, I want you to tell our listeners a little bit about this experiment for people who want to be themselves. or you're encouraging for them to be themselves?
Okay, so being themselves is really important because obviously people need to go through certain things. So the first thing that I have in my book is judgment, because lots of people will judge you just for being yourself. Because usually when people go into the place of being themselves, people start to judge them, and then usually you get these things called green lighters and red lighters. Red lighters are really bad people who you don't want to have in your life. Green lighters are the people who support you, who love you for who you are and whatever you're going to do in your life.
Yeah, awesome. So what you're saying is that they need to get rid of the red lighters and find more green lighters.
Yes.
All right. So listen, that's it really. We've come to the end of our time together. I want to say thank you so much. I know, time flies when you're having fun.
Yes,
so
it does.
So listen, guys, the next time I'm going to be here, you're going to be listening to little Shan Shan, and she is a rapper, okay? All right, so that's going to be just after the news, and she's already in the studio bouncing and waiting to come on air. So listen, keep it locked in to Colourful Radio.